It's Week 18 of the NFL, and we're watching the Snowhawks, superstar tight end, who's closing in on 1,000 yards receiving on the year. It's the Snowhawks and the Elks, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, you look at this Salt Lake City ball club. They come in the midst of a season-crushing losing streak. It's up to 9 games now.
And I don't have a PhD in psychology, but you can see it in their body language. This is not a team that is organized and been ready to play.
Meanwhile, for visiting Anchorage, they've certainly found their groove of late. Winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Just about time to rock as Toe gets ready to meet leather. And off we go from Salt Lake City. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led out by a former Baylor Bear, their rookie quarterback.
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost.
Yeah.
How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with a receiver?
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Well, you know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out and attack them and make sure you knock them back on their butts.
It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. 3rd and short, so didn't need much, but got a little extra on the backside. Nice run.
Chewed up the yardage, didn't he? To me, that was offensive line with leverage, good blocking angles, taking on a stacked defensive front. And once they chopped that little hole in the beginning, he took it and rambled.
And just the 3rd play from scrimmage, wanted to avoid the 3 and out and did just that. From the 46, here's the 2nd and 9. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That's caught by Durham. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Gibbs. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion. They'll put Jeffrey here in motion left. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. This ball complete to Durham. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there. And they'll send out their punter now. As the first drive of the game stalls out, he's on to punt. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out is their 5th-year quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win. And that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. Smith now to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
And oh, that nearly an opening drive INT, but it does fall incomplete. Not the way he wanted to start this ball game as it brings up 4th down. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Elks offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And he's been very impactful when using his legs this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design. You notice his name sits near the top when looking at the league leaders in rushing yards by a quarterback. And he will find his man on the outside. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down.
Yeah, that's a good start to drive number 2. Remember, they had to punt the first time they had it. So maybe a little bit different sense of purpose here. And they start out with a nice gain and a quick 1st down.
They'll run on 1st down. Durham. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. When you look at this defense, they were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. Back to throw. Gibbs. A quick throw there is incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
From here, this would have been a 48-yarder, but no, they're going to go for it. They'll try and run for it. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. I like that call. I'm assuming you're with me.
I am. I'm totally with you. And to me, they saw something that they liked there. Because, let's face it, it's going to be a mass of bodies. But it feels like the head coach has said, my best runner over my best blocker, give it to me right now.
And you only needed 1 yard where they were on the other side of the field. Seems like a no-brainer.
If we can't get 1 yard, what are we doing out here?
Now it's 2nd and 10. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's got to complete to Tolbert. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. 1st and goal from the 6. Back to throw again. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
The plan was clearly to challenge them by sending a blitz on 2nd down, but even the extra guys couldn't catch him in the backfield, though. He didn't scramble for a first,
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there. His third rushing touchdown on the year. And the Elks will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do. Now the key, holding on to that attitude, because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. That'll give them 8 that time, and it'll be second in a couple. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 2. Here's Smith. He finds Lynch. It's complete. Third catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a first down. To the air again, Smith. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. In motion, the tight end. Now Smith. He'll get this out to Lynch, complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Throwing is Smith. He finds his man, complete. It's Lynch. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
To throw is Smith. Throw left side, complete. That's Potter. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Second down and a little more than a yard here. Up the middle they go. Holiday. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. Smith. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Lynch. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Snowhawks are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Extra point attempt to follow here. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. That time, a 9-play drive. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Salt Lake City's offense back onto the field. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
They'll keep it on the ground. Durham. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th. So they bring out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. The Snowhawks offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And you can see he leads the league in rushing as he enters this final week. So we'll see how involved they want him to be here in this regular season finale. And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Here's Smith. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Lynch. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. And now he's really knocking on the door for 700. That is career catch 699. Play action. It's Smith. Steps away. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And that'll bring up 4th down on the big sack with a loss of 5. And on now is the punter, standing just outside his own goal line. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and they will take over 1st and 10. Salt Lake City's offense back onto the field. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And that's good for a gain of 6. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Durham. 46 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, oh, he's a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Back to throw now on 1st down. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he is going to lose yardage here. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Now, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. Here we go on 2nd and 12. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. It's brought in by Jeffrey, and he's got this down to the 35. They'll look to throw again. He's got the hookup once again to Jeffrey, and brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. From the gun on 3rd down. Gibbs. He's got his target. That's complete. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Looking to throw. Gibbs to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
2nd and 3. He'll buy some time right. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit. But first, time for a look around the NFL to see what's going on here in the late window. We'll begin in the birthplace of rock and roll, Memphis, Tennessee, where you see the final score there. The Steamers are ready to make some noise in the playoffs as they finish off a 13-4 regular season. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. He had the touchdown pass earlier, adding to his impressive season total as you take a look at the NFL leaders in touchdown passes at this point in the season. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Back to throw, Smith. He finds his man, complete. It's Lynch. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. That reception, it brings him up to the 700 plateau. He's at 700 career NFL catches now.
And that club in baseball, a rather exclusive club and one we talk about all the time. In football, puts you in the top 50 all-time range. Not so bad either.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Out of the gun, Smith. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
He finds his man, complete. It's Potter. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there. 36 yards. And his guys have taken the lead. So the quarterback drops to throw, looks over, and boom, a guy that wide open, he has to be thinking, wait a minute, this is some kind of a dream. This is too easy.
Yeah, a great dream. One you don't want to wake up from. But for the defense, almost feels like there was a bust in coverage.
Now for the point after. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Well, Charles, you and I said at intermission, feels like we're set up for a good second half. Well, the other side scored. Now it's up to them to answer. How do they respond here with their first drive of the second half?
Well, bottom line is they just saw the ball go in the end zone against their defense, and they saw what good offense looks like. They believe they've got a good offense as well. Run the best plays you've got to the top performers you have, and try and move that ball down the field for an answering score.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Gibbs. And he'll hit Jeffrey complete. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's into the hands of Tolbert. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another 1st down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
He's 2nd in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. In motion left is Jeffrey. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. Well, we've seen how this quarterback can beat you with his legs. Saw it earlier on this drive, as a matter of fact. But that time, they had him covered.
They really gave him no place to escape because oftentimes they're able to find a crack, a sliver, anything that can get them upfield. On that occasion, nothing open at all, and they swarmed him.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Anchorage offense back out now. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Smith. He finds his man complete. That's Lynch. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And now we've got a 3rd and 3. Now a handoff up the middle. Holiday. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
They bring their punter out there now as he's on here to punt it away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Gibbs.
That's caught by Durham.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. In motion left goes a tight end. Caught right side is Jeffrey. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there.
Here now a 3rd down and 8.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Up the middle they go. Durham shoves him aside and shedding through the tackle. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
55 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that will bring up 2nd down. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. 2nd and 4. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Wide open receiver complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
One quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back live here now in Salt Lake City. As we've got the final quarter upon us, we get ready to start the 4th. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Gibbs back in the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Gibbs. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. And his kick is indeed good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
That's a gain of 4 here in the 4th quarter, with them leading by 4 on the scoreboard. Now a give right side. Holiday.
And he'll get about 3 out of that up to the 39-yard line.
And this is the worry, because sometimes you get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
The Elks offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays.
Throwing to start the drive. Gibbs. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They've got to go thank the guys on D.
Operating from the gun. Gibbs. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. This is 2nd and 8.
Let's go. Go.
Back to throw again.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
From the gun on 3rd down. Gibbs.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
Down to about the 32.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Operating from the gun, Gibbs. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
From the gun on third down, Gibbs in trouble, and he's taken down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And what they do know is that they'll be playing at home come January, at least for one game, as they have locked up the NFC West.
And everyone wants that top spot, partner. We know that because that guarantees you home field advantage throughout the playoffs. But whether or not that's in the cards or not, you have to be impressed with how this team has played.
They'll send a receiver in motion left. Now it's Smith. And he comes back with one complete. Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Now, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. Here's Smith. And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert. Don't jump early and give them free yardage.
The ball gets bumped up. It's now 2nd and 4 after the penalty. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49. 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Gibbs. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Here's the Anchorage offense back out now. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. Holiday. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Smith. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 63 yards receiving for him now, and that last catch good enough for a first down.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Lynch. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. On first down, Holiday. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Now a handoff up the middle. Holiday. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's our visitors with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Now a give right side. Holiday. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
And hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. They'll run on first down. Holiday. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Now a give right side. Holiday. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Smith.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a first down here, and that should be the one that seals a victory.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Down to a knee. Here goes Smith, and that should all but do it.
I don't know about you, partner, but watching them take the knee there and finish this one off, I feel like I'm going to be sore tomorrow. This was one bruising affair. Low scoring, but my kind of football.
Not a work of art, but maybe in your world, a little bit of a work of art. You like the defensive side.
I thought it was pretty. I can't help myself. I thought it was pretty.
And it ends in a kneel down as the clock rolls down to zeros.
Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down to the wire, Charles, but a clean one, too. No turnovers in this contest.
And I think you're exactly right about that. To me, this is just a pair of offenses trying to find the slightest bit of separation from each other. And they were both hoping that the other side would make the big mistake first. But today, neither side made that mistake. And what we got, a very entertaining game throughout.
So for Anchorage, they finish things off in style, putting a bow on a 14-3 regular season.
And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for Salt Lake City,
they will bottom out as the loss gives them a finishing mark of just 2-15.
And you have to figure that this is a team that will look a whole lot different come training camp next July. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.